Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to a brand new video. I hope you're all doing well. I am here today with a video of the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver and I'm so excited. So today I bring you my tier ranking and reading vlog of the Chestnut Spring series. While I'm filming this intro, I only have Hopeless left to read. I've read these four and good choice. It was a good choice to film this video. That's all I'm gonna say. In this video, I will show you myself reading each book, my thoughts on each book, the tropes in each book, and then I will also be tier ranking them as I go 1 through 5. So you will see which book is my favourite, which book is my least favourite, and all my thoughts on this cowboy ranch series. This is a spoiler-free vlog, so you don't have to worry about spoilers. I keep most things to myself. Like, I'll be honest, like this, sometimes I don't even tell you who the love interest is because I just don't want to spoil the experience for you. So I do give you as much information as I can. Mostly I'm talking about my thoughts and my feelings, and I hope that's okay. If you have or have not read this series, I hope you enjoy this video either way, and let's just jump straight into my thoughts and feelings. Firstly with Powerless. I finished. We finished. Don't know if I told you I even started, but
we did not.
We finished. So this is the first book in the series, Powerless, and it's a really high quality, good setup to what I just know is going to be the most wholesome, countrified series ever.
I'm in love with Wedding.
Yeah, Jade gave it 5 stars.
I was in love from like page 5.
Yes, yeah, me too. This one follows Rhett and Summer. Rhett is a bull rider and Summer is a PR marketing firm assistant thing. And when Rhett says that he does not like milk, I can't say that with a straight face. This whole book is because this man does not like milk, okay? It actually will never get old for me. It's hilarious. He announces that he does not like milk.
With a dairy sponsor.
Well, he has sponsors that are dairy farms and stuff like that because he's a cowboy. So his sponsors drop him, and so he has a PR firm who are like, you cannot have this bad boy persona anymore. How dare you not like milk? Lie. And because you don't like milk, you will have a babysitter. You are 32 with a 26-year-old babysitter. I can't take this seriously. I can't. I'm sorry. I know I wouldn't even read the book if I heard that. I'd be like, absolutely
not. If it was described like that.
No. But read this book. It's amazing. I gave it 4 stars. The writing is simple, but that is a non-critical.
It's like it's easy.
That's not critical. Yes, it's so easy to read. It doesn't distract from the setting or the couple, who are absolutely incredible. I love them both. Amazing. And the family dynamics are so true to family, and I love
the family.
Yes, the dad, Harvey. I love my life. The brothers are all very different, and the friends, and I'm excited for their books. I had some very minute issues, but like I knew I'd have these issues. Like, I do not agree with bull riding. I do not agree with horse racing. I'm a vegetarian who loves animals, and there's something so sad about reading about a bull who has spit flying out of his mouth because he's trying to get this man off his back. I would also be trying to kick the man off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. So you do have, if you are against stuff like that, you do have to like take into account that you are going to read it. Be aware. I mean, I don't know how many people are actually going to have a problem with that, but you know, it's niche, but I am part of your niche. Also, if you don't like milk, this may be triggering.
Also, one of my favourite things about this book is, I don't think it's a spoiler, but there's like text conversations, and they are the best.
They're so much fun.
Every single one of them made me laugh.
Yeah, except for the weird dad one.
We don't talk about the weird dad one.
No, they were really fun. They broke it up. Like, you can see here, just a little text chain just to start the chapter. It was really sweet. A really nice addition. you don't see in many books. So that one was really enjoyable. For me, a 4 stars. So wherever this goes on the ranking, we will see as we have read more books. I'm ranking them. I can't wait to rank them. I need to talk to you guys about the love of my life. Okay, about my new man. Okay. Beau.
She's obsessed.
Beau, my love, my life, my man. This dude appeared on the screen and I've never felt anything like it. The flutters I felt, they were fluttering everywhere. And I just want to say, Beau, hit me up. Fictional or not.
You're going to get some random Beaus commenting and they're not going to be what you want.
That's okay, Beau is a nice name, I'll take it. No, seriously, this man, I cannot wait. I was so excited, I was like, I hope his book's next. Tell me why his book is the last one. It's kind of homophobic.
She knew Beau would be the one you want to read about.
She knew.
She directly did this to affect your life.
She did. She said, absolutely not. She must have known he'd have been the favourite. And so she was like, you will all wait. And I cannot believe I have to now read 4 books before I get to his book.
Technically 3 books, you finished one of them.
All right, well, I had to read one of them. Glad it's my favourite colour though, because green and Beau. I'm so excited. I hope we get to see a bit more of him in the next couple of books though, to really build up his character. And my love for him.
Disappointed by the 5th book.
No, I'm not. It's gonna be 5 stars. Every book is gonna be 4 stars because they're not allowed to be 5 if they don't have Beau in them. I said what I said. So we have finished 1 book.
Yeah.
And right now it stands at rank number 1 because
It's the only one.
It's the only one. So well done, Flawless. We will catch you up. We are literally going now to start Heartless.
Which I've already started because Brooke reads a lot faster than me. I need a head start.
I can't even find mine, hang on. This is Cade's story.
The oldest brother.
The oldest and the grumpiest. This is going to be a grumpy sunshine moment. Well, we don't know that for sure. She's his nanny. It's a nanny romance. Okay, 10 out of 10. Nanny romance, grumpy, assuming she's going to be sunshine, but I don't know.
I already know.
Is she sunshine?
I'm not telling you, you haven't read it yet.
It's very offensive, isn't it?
No spoilers.
Well, here we go. It's time to take on Heartless, which is much bigger than Flawless.
I think it's only like not 300 pages longer.
Not 300.
No, I think it's only 30 pages longer. 30 or 40 pages longer.
Yippee. Alright, catch you guys later.
Bye.
Toodles. We finished Heartless. And I think we can both agree where this goes on the rating scale of the 2 we have read.
Number 1.
It's up there. This is a 5-star read for me.
A 6-star read for me.
This was amazing. This was incredible.
I loved every single second.
Yeah. I'm completely blown away by it. Like, even though the first book was really, really good,
this one was just so much better.
It elevated.
I don't think any of the other can be this one.
This was so good. Cade was everything. Like, we got to see him in the first book, but we did not get to see all the nuances of his character.
No, we did not.
And now we have.
And we love him.
Yeah. The love interest, who I will not divulge because this is spoiler free. And from the first book you meet her, so I don't really want to like go into who she is, but I absolutely loved her. And she was so good at handling Luke, Cade's child. Like, I just loved their bond to the point where it made me cry. And I just multiple times, yeah. It was just such a magical book. And I'm not really like specifically, I'm not in love with Grumpy Sunshine. I like a grumpy moment, but like, it's not like my favorite trope. But
now it is.
it definitely slayed in this one. But I also love that he wasn't just grumpy for the sake of grumpy. Like, every time he did something wrong, he was explaining that he's the only person who has shown up for himself in his life, and he's had so much pressure put on his shoulders from such a young age. And I love my man. He is everything. It was all just an experience of wanting to sob.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have read this one. It goes to the top of the list with 5 stars. But obviously Jade's last day here today. So we're going to start, well Jade already has.
I already have because you read like a maniac.
It's a little offensive. Okay, well I'm gonna start Powerless next. And Jade has already started Powerless, so Jade knows more than we do.
44 pages in.
Alright, well, whatever then. This is Jasper's book. So he's not one of the brothers, but he's like a brother to them. They call him their brothers. So I'm really excited about this one. How long is this one? It's longer again at 480 pages.
That's almost an extra 100 pages off the first book.
That's too much for a romance, but I'm sure I'll love it nonetheless. Jasper so far for me is not someone I'm super intrigued by. But I know he's been very quiet in all the books, and I feel like he's gonna very mysterious. I feel like he's gonna really come out of his shell, and then I'll love him. And I see ice skating, so I want an ice skating romance for Jade.
Yes, please.
I'm very excited to start it. Keep you updated. I don't see this one beating Cade.
This one won't be Cade. Like,
There's just
judging
no
on the
way.
44 pages I've read so far, it's not beating Cade. It might be Rex, but we will see.
I feel like it definitely could beat Rhett for me because even though I loved Rhett's story, like I do feel like it was a lot of setup. So I'm perfectly fine with like, that's going to probably be lower the list. But that means every book has to be great. So.
Exactly.
Hopefully so, but yeah, this will be halfway.
Woo, yay!
Oh boy, do I have some updates for you today. Because I've not only finished one of the books, I finished 2. So we're going to talk about 2 of the books. Day before yesterday, I finished Powerless, but I finished it late at night and I had to go to bed because I had work the next morning. And I really didn't feel like talking to you yesterday after work because I looked and felt disgusting. So I wanted to talk to you today about Powerless, not realising I would have finished Heartless this morning. So forgive me for the fact that you're about to get an update of 2 of the books at the same time. So starting with Powerless, this one follows Jasper and Sloane. So Sloane is the cousin of the family that we have been reading about through the series, and Jasper is kind of the brother. He had a lot of trauma growing up and he ended up homeless, and Beau, one of our brothers, kind of invited him into the home and he became part of the family. So he's partly a brother, but he does talk a lot about the fact that he is not like his OG family. And so there's a lot of deep stuff in this book, and also of course like a lot of jokes about the fact that they're technically like adopted cousins. Something you should probably be aware of before you go in. Sloane and Jasper they are best friends. They've been best friends since childhood. They've always had this companionship and this bond. So if you are a childhood friends to lovers romance girly, this is for you. I'm only going to tell you what's on the back of the book because I don't want to spoil any more. But in the beginning of the book, Jasper finds out that Sloane is getting married, and it's one of those situations where she doesn't want to get married, but she's pressured into it. And on her wedding day, everything kind of comes crumbling down, and so Jasper saves her, and they end up trying to kind of escape life together. And yeah, it's a romance, so what do you expect? I did absolutely thoroughly enjoy this. I think that it had more development on the family aspect, and we saw other characters' development more than we have in other books. There were side romances from the family, there was progress on the family, there was a lot more interactive family experiences at the end of the book, but we also got to see characters from previous Elsie Silver series that I have not read yet. But it was really nice to see them, knowing I'm going into those books because I have them on my Kindle ready to go. I'm really excited. So this was very much like a structural part of the series. Like I definitely don't recommend skipping this one if you're someone who skips certain books in series, because it kind of built up a lot more of the Elsie Silver universe, which I really, really enjoyed. I gave this one a 4 stars. I absolutely loved it, but I think for me at the moment it becomes the bottom of my ranking tier list. So I think this is number 1, Flawless number 2, and then Heartless number 3, because I still absolutely love Heartless, and obviously 4 and 5 still to be determined. But I really, really enjoyed this. But again, I just did feel like the romance wasn't quite for me. I'm not a childhood friends to lovers romance person. It just doesn't give me the same angst and the same fun vibes as a regular romance does. So I don't know, it just wasn't quite there for me. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. Like, I gave it a 4 star. I really had a good time. These books are so easy to digest. I cannot recommend these books enough if you're looking for easy to read romance. My only gripe is that Elsie Silver writes, he or she looked at me like I'd hung the moon. Hung the moon is not a saying I've ever heard of before. However, she's written it multiple times in every single book, and it's so annoying. It's in the beginning of every single book, and then it's always at the end of every single book, and it's really annoying to me. I don't know why. It just is. Like, it's really getting me. I know it's such a random thing to be bugged by, but what can I say? I just am bugged by it. I then read Reckless. I finished it this morning, and again, I really, really liked this one. So we follow Theo, who we meet in the first book as Rhett's kind of like protege or whatever. Like, he is a bull rider, he works with Rhett, and as we see through the story progression, Rhett is now his coach. And so this is who we follow. I am not going to tell you his love interest because, again, kind of similar to Heartless, I feel like it's part of the surprise. It doesn't tell you on the back. It was a shock to me when they set it up in the last book, Powerless. Like, I was absolutely so shocked to see that setup. And I feel like I want you to experience the same shock that I did. So I'm not going to tell you who it's with, but I will say I absolutely loved them, and I had no idea where this book was gonna go. It does tell you on the back, well, it kind of hints to the back, on the back of what happens to them. But like, it seems so wrong to tell you. I don't know. It has a one night stand, and then they end up reconvening a year and a half later, 18 months later. And yeah, and that's kind of where we progress. And I didn't expect that time jump. I didn't expect the situation that occurred. I know it tells you on the back, but I just don't want to tell you. I want you to enjoy it, unless you want to know, and then you can go read the synopsis and you'll find out. But I really enjoyed this. It was completely unexpected. I loved seeing more about characters that, like Theo, we hadn't seen much of. He was kind of presented as this shallow lover boy. All he ever does is, you know, love women. And he was kind of over that representation of himself. And it was really nice to see him progress more, show his true colours. He was a really nice guy. There's not much to it. And another thing about Elsie Silver's books is there isn't a lot of third act drama conflict, which normally I'm so there for. But I think for me, I still need some conflict. There is like a little bit of conflict in here. What I mean is the book still needs to be dramatic for me. I just don't like it to be the structural third act drama, breakup and then reconvene. And I do feel like I'm not getting enough drama in these books. This one, it wasn't so bad because this is the only one in the series that I've read so far that is under 400 pages. So I didn't mind so much. But when like the other books are like almost 500 pages, I kind of just need a little bit more drama than I was getting. And I think for this one, I don't know where I would put it on the rating scale. Because I'm trying to think back to Flawless. I think for me, right now, I can't decide if it goes Powerless, Reckless, Flawless, or Powerless, Flawless, Reckless. I really am trying to think. I don't know. I did give it a 4. I think the thing is, again, in this series, it's so built around not just the couple, but everything we've seen for the family. Like, the progression of this family was insane in this book. You saw everyone kind of developing their friendships crumbling, relationships rehealing. You saw a lot happen in this book that was not just Theo and our main character, which is what I kind of love. I love that series build up, so I can't decide. Okay, I think I'm gonna go Powerless, Flawless, Reckless, Heartless. I don't think anything's gonna beat Heartless. I did have a look at the average ratings, and this one has the same average rating as Heartless. It seems that people really love this one and Heartless because they've got the top ratings. So maybe if you like the tropes that happen in this a little more than I do, not that I have a problem with them, but you might love this one. It kind of is very similar to Heartless, so I see why people love it. But yeah, I think that's my rating scale for this one. I absolutely loved it, but I'm hopeful for the next book to be the top spot. and that is Hopeless, which, as we know, is Beau's story. Now, Beau, let me have a look what it says in the back, because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Oh, okay. I didn't know the character. Right, it doesn't say who the character is on the back. It just says that she's a shy, outcast bartender, which I believe will be Bailey. So I don't really see that as a spoiler to tell you, because we don't really see anything of Bailey in this book, in these series. She's literally a bartender who you've met like 2 times. I think it's going to be her. And I know that it is like a fake engagement to kind of show a front to his family, because Beau has been through some shit in this series. Oh my goodness. Again, I can't really speak too much about it because I would hate to spoil anything for you. But wow. Considering he's my favourite character, I've had to watch some very sad things. And I see that Beau has become a very different person from the first book. And I'm really nervous to see how we are going to explore his character in this one. This could either be top, absolutely obsessed, or it could be the bottom, and it could be like, oh my god, what was the thought process in this, because it wasn't good. I'm kind of hoping, knowing he's going to be like this grumpy, he's kind of a war-torn man, you know, he's been through a lot, he used to be in the military. I feel like it could be up there with Cade, because he very similar, you know, very grumpy, traumatized man, and I really enjoyed his progression in that book, so I'm really hopeful that this is going to give me the same thing. It is the shortest book, I believe. Yeah, it is the shortest book in the series so far. I'm very nervous. It has got my favourite fake dating trope. I absolutely love that. You're going to see me in a couple of seconds talking about this book, but I have hours ahead of me and I'm very, very scared. I did finish it today. I have finished the Chestnut Springs series. Beau's book, I gave a 4 stars. I was hoping it would be a 5, but it didn't quite hit for me in that way. I really liked the romance. It was a lot steamier than the other ones and didn't quite focus as much on the PTSD and like the trauma that he's faced as much as I expected it to. And whilst part of me is like, oh, I actually think I prefer that it didn't, I'm also kind of like disappointed. Like, I feel like it was a bit of a shallow book compared to what it could have been. I also feel with like Bailey's background and trauma, there could have been a lot more depth to this, and it felt really shallow. Like, I think for me it's quite a low 4. I'm kind of sad about it. I feel like the thing is, when you get to book 5 in a series, you are invested. Your expectations are so much higher than they were for the first book. So even though maybe Flawless isn't factually as good as this, it isn't quite the same level when you're that invested. Like, it doesn't feel that good. And I have to say, like, I wasn't impressed with the ending. Like, I don't feel like it wrapped up the whole family as a series. Like, we were getting closer and closer to the end, and I was like, oh, this is very Bailey and Beau centric instead of being whole Eaton family centric, I guess. Which is what I would have expected after spending 5 books with these people, you know? I don't know, I'm just a little, dare I say, let down. However, this was the first book in the whole series where she hasn't used the word or term hung up the moon. So I guess we can be really happy about that one. So as I said, yeah, I did really enjoy it. It's a low 4, but I did feel let down by certain things. But it was very steamy. It was still very well written. I enjoyed myself. I'm glad it was the shortest of the lot. Well, to be fair, I think it's because it's the shortest of the lot that it didn't quite resonate with me the same. Like, there were a lot of repetitive scenes as well that I feel like we would have benefited from a change. I don't know what I expected from this book. It's just letting me down in ways that I did not expect it to let me down. So, with that, I'd like to rank all the books for you. And I can't remember what my rankings are. Like, I feel like it's too hard to make these rankings when I've read them all in a row. I've forgotten what they're like. I may have changed my ratings a little bit from what you've heard before from me. I don't know. I think, looking at them now as a whole, being able to compare the whole series, my number 5 is Hopeless, which I know is Bo's book, so obviously I had very high expectations for this one. But I think for me, just because whilst it may not be the worst book of the lot, I do feel like it didn't do for me exactly what I needed it to do. So for that, it gets the lowest position. Then I think I'm going to go with Powerless for number 4. I really liked Jasper and Sloane's story, but again, I'm not a huge childhood friends to lovers gal. I enjoyed the storyline, but I think we took too much time out of Chestnut Springs for me to absolutely love it. So it's going to go number 4. This is still so hard. Then I think I'm actually going to go for Flawless, because Summer and Rhett started everything off, and I really, really liked the way that they introduced this family. So it's a brilliant book, but like I feel like because we weren't connected to the family, because we were just getting to know them, it's not one of the top tiers, just because I wasn't invested by this point. It was a really great introduction though. Then we have Reckless, because even in Hopeless, so addicted to watching Theo and surprise love interest who I don't want to tell you about, I just really enjoyed experiencing their love and their storyline, and I really miss it, to be honest. So it's going to go in the second place. And first is Heartless, because unexpectedly Cade was the best part of this entire series with a 5-star. I absolutely love that man. In every other book where he pops up in a text message chain, he makes me laugh, he makes me happy. I absolutely love him and his relationship with... I can't remember if I actually told you or if I considered it a spoiler, so I'm going to keep my mouth closed. But I absolutely loved him and her, so they are going to remain probably some of my favourite romance couples ever to exist. But I must say, overall, I recommend this series so wholeheartedly. Here is my ranking order, and if you have read the series, I would absolutely love to know what your ranking order is for them, because I'm so unbelievably intrigued. But thank you so much for watching this video with me and investing God knows how long in watching me read this cowboy romance series. I had a wonderful time, and if there's any other romance series or any other series in general you would like to see me read and maybe rank, let me know down below and I shall get on that. But thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!